The 2011 local government elections brought to you live and clear by the SABC.
4,300 voting stations opened in KwaZulu-Natal to enable the registered 4.6 million voters to make their mark. While IEC and South African police officials turned out on time and in their numbers to ensure a safe and democratic process, there were a few nasty incidents that occurred. Police and members of the SANDF had to intervene at Otweba in Camperdown in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands after angry community members protested against a candidate that was imposed on them. A similar situation occurred at Mnyundwini near Grouchville in KwaDukuza. Community leader Dumisani Mtetwa says they refuse to vote until they are heard.
They bring someone to brief us or to change our minds or to convince us to go to vote. So we're not going to vote. We're not going to accept it at all. Everything that is saying to us, we're not going to accept it. That's the end of story. We're not going to vote.
3 people were arrested at Ulundi in the north of the province for allegedly assaulting and intimidating voters. Police also arrested 5 people in connection with a failed assassination attempt on ANC candidate Obed Ulo. Police say the man who is alleged to have hired the hitman is a candidate of a prominent political party. National Police Commissioner General Becky Cele says the arrest of the 3 people in Ulundi and Durban will send a strong message to people who infringe other people's rights to vote freely.
Yesterday we said we are very close in arresting a person who sent the hitman. 5 people now are arrested out of that, and it happens that a person that has been arrested is a candidate. In Konjeni, they've arrested 3 people, and those people were intimidating and interrupting and disrupting the elections. We believe that will teach people the lesson.
Meanwhile, more police officers were sent to the Wembezi High School polling station near Escort in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands. This after a party agent complained that 2 similar names with different identity numbers was found on the voters' roll. The death of IFP candidate Godfrey Mashlobo also cast a sour note on the province. Mashlobo was attacked by unknown suspects earlier this week. But in spite of these low moments, KwaZulu-Natal residents did not disappoint as they waited patiently in voting queues across the province. At the Sarvadharma Ashram voting station in Welbeduct east of Durban, approximately 2,100 voters were registered to vote. These community members shared their opinions on the needs of their community.
The housing is coming right, but it's not enough. It's not enough schools, even the clinics. The crime here is too much crime. We need the police station here, and we need jobs.
The issues facing this community, I think more crime related, but that has been sorted out with the help of the community and the people that we live with. We actually need a soccer field because the guys, you can see the boys there, they are all soccer players.
The Amenyiseni voting station at Ngwavuma near the border of Swaziland persevered in spite of the electricity at the voting station failing. Candles were lit to assist the expected 1,200 voters. In another show of a positive spirit, residents of the Kennedy Road informal settlement also turned up in their numbers at voting stations in Durban, voting for better living conditions. The area has suffered from intense service delivery protests in the past. Key political figures also cast their vote in the province. President Jacob Zuma voted at his birthplace of Nkandla. KwaZulu-Natal Premier and Provincial ANC Chairperson Zweli Mkhize cast his vote at Willow Fountain near his home in Pietermaritzburg. Minority Front leader Amichandra Rajbansi voted at Chatsworth. IFP leader Nkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi voted at his tribal authority in Ulundi. And also in Ulundi, NFP leader Zanele Kamogaza Msibi cast her vote at the Tenkisa Ngaye school. But as the day drew to a close, there were about 80 stations with long queues in Kokstad, Mzimkhulu, eSikhawini, eThekwini and Umsunduzi. Provincial Electoral Officer Mawete Mosri says some voting stations with late surges had to be divided up into smaller substations to speed up the process.
We have decided to implement our queue management mechanism, which is called streaming, where we subdivide the voting station to a number of substations in all of these venues. But also we had to implement this mechanism in a number of stations earlier on this afternoon across the province because of the queues.
National Police Commissioner General Kzn says he is satisfied with the policing at the polls in the province at this year's local government election. Minoshni Pillay, SABC Radio News, Durban.